Okay, thank you everybody for coming in or coming on tonight for the webinar. I'm very excited as usual. I hope you've had a very good week like I asked at the beginning. So tonight we'll be looking at the Irish Government Scholarship Program. And I hope it will be beneficial to us. Interesting thing is that this scholarship is currently ongoing and has just a few more weeks to close up. So I hope that as soon as we finish it, I think I sent out an information after last week webinar for guys to go and check it out. I don't know how many of us went to do that. If you did that, you would have been ahead of every other person who didn't do that. But if you didn't, then I think you still have about 2 to 3 weeks, 3 weeks basically to, catching into this particular scholarship and see what you can get out of it. So tonight I'm going to be talking about it, and hopefully it will help you to know how to go about it. So the discussion tonight, we will be looking at why you should think of Ireland as a place to go for your studies. And then we'll look at understanding Irish government scholarship. We'll look at how to apply. And then we'll look at what you will need to, make a successful application. All right, so for those who are joining us for the first time, in case if you've not met me, my name is Ape Omede, and I am your facilitator for tonight, as I've always been in the past weeks. I am currently a Marie Curie Fellow at CHAGASC, which is Agriculture and Food Development Authority of Ireland, and that is why I'm excited about today's presentation as well. But at the moment, I'm at University of Lyon in Spain, where I'm doing part of my fellowship. So I always share a few of my scholarship and award achievements so that I can inspire and encourage you to stand up and work on your dreams. So the first is that I'm an All-Tech Young Scientists Award winner for 2009 and 2011. I've won the World's Poetry Congress Young Scientist Award for 3 times. In 2012, 2013, I got the University of New England International Postgraduate Research Scholarship, as well as the International Postgraduate Research Award from the same institution. I won the Hamlet Protein Industry Research Grant in 2014. And like I said, I'm a Marie Curie Fellow at the moment. And all these amounted to about $400,000 US dollars. So this is my family. And this webinar is organized by Scholarship Mastery Academy. We are here to help students who are passionate about abroad study and scholarship to be fit and ready for scholarship opportunities. We'll do that through webinars like this, sharing opportunities, scholarship. We have an online course, and we also do coaching and mentoring. So let's go into the deal of the day, which is Irish Government Scholarship Program. So the first thing, why should you think of going to Ireland? And like I said at the beginning, my current role or my current position is based in Ireland. I'm working with an Irish organization. As a matter of fact, one of the largest research institutions in the world, called CHAGASC, and is based in Ireland. So I'll just share a few things about Ireland with you to try to convince you to think of that direction. First is that Ireland has a very good quality education. About many universities in Ireland are ranked within the first 3% of the best universities in the world. And their graduates are always very much attractive to employers in different parts of the world. When I look at my organization, which is called CHAGASC, and what is happening with their programs, I totally agree that Ireland has one of the best education in the world, rather. Secondly, it looks like I'm running ahead of myself. Secondly, the research programs in Ireland are very good. I can tell you that my organization, which is CHAGASC, is I think for 2019 was the was ranked the best in Europe among research institutions in terms of research output and achievement. And I know it's the same thing. Some of us may have heard of universities like UCD, which is known for some of the powerful research programs that are have been achieved all over the world. So if you talk about research programs, I can tell you that Ireland is a very good place to do research. I was talking with one of my partners, project partners, I think on Wednesday, and he was in Chagas for a few years, and he was telling me about research in Chagas, and simply put, it's a good place if you want to really, be a researcher. Ireland is a growing economy, continuously growing. Currently, is one of the fastest growing economy in the Eurozone and the sixth most competitive economy in the world, irrespective of the fact that it's a very small country. It's a very small country, but still, the strength of the economy is strong and growing. Ireland is very, very close to most of the major cities in Europe, even though it is not a Schengen area, meaning that their visa wouldn't take you to other parts of Europe easily. But even at that, it's close to most of the major cities that you would want to visit, and would be easily accessible to you if you want to travel, being in Ireland. It's a safe country. Ireland is quite a safe country. And they have a stay-back visa program as well, where graduates can stay back for about a year to work and or find a job if they want to in the country. And the little I've read also, their migration program is quite, very, very easy, especially if you go through a research program. They have a special visa for people who are coming in for a research program, which makes migration quite easy for anyone who wants to migrate to Ireland as well. So if there is no other reason why you should think of Ireland, you should think of meeting me. Yeah, okay, so if you eventually come to Ireland in the next 1.5 years, 2 years, you're going to meet me in Ireland. So I should be a motivation to you to come to Ireland, okay? I would like to see you in Ireland. So if all the other reasons I've given are not enough, the fact that I want to see you in Ireland should motivate you to come to Ireland. All right. So Irish Government Postgraduate Scholarship Program. So what is it? What is this program all about? Basically, it's a national initiative created by the government of Ireland, and it is funded through the Department of Further and Higher Education, Research, Innovation and Science. And it is currently managed by the Irish Research Council. So basically, the award is managed, is organized, is given out, and run and coordinated by the Irish Research Council, meaning that your application for the program will have to go through the Research Council to be able to be considered. It was created to provide opportunity for students to lead their own research activity at an early stage, of course with the help of a supervisor, in your chosen area. So if you're someone who is thinking of becoming a research scientist, or become a research staff, or work in the university and then have components of research as part of your work activities, then this is one of the scholarships that is right for you, because basically this scholarship is focused on students who are interested in finding an opportunity to do lead their own research with the support of a supervisor. So far, over the past 6 years, there are about 13.6 million euros have been given out to 809 people in this particular program. So I didn't go into the details of looking at how many Nigerians or how many Africans have gotten this scholarship, but generally about 809 students have been awarded this program. at one level or the other over the past 6 years, which is a good number. Is a good number. That is more than 100 students every year. More than 100 students every year. I think it's a good opportunity. So, what levels of study are funded? Basically, this is for masters and PhD students, and they have postdoctoral fellowship programs as well. So, if you're a postdoc or you know someone who is interested in a postdoc, they can also go for this particular program. What is offered? You have 16,000 euros per annum for your stipends. That's for your living allowances. You have about 16,000 euros. And, and for your tuition is covered. And because it's also open for EU students as well, everybody who is not in the EU has extra 5,750 euro that is added to their tuition, because you know that the tuition fee between non-EU students and EU students is different. There is a gap, a financial gap between the fees that EU students pay and the ones that non-EU students pay. But this scholarship, covers everything, including that gap, up until 5,750 euros. Then you have the research expenses. You have up to 2,250 per annum to cover your research expenses for postgraduate students. For postdoc, I think it's a bit higher or thereabout. But this particular amount here is specifically for masters and PhD students. So about 2,000 euros extra on your scholarship research expenses. Other benefits from this scholarship is reasonable travel, subsistence, and conference costs. Remember when we talked last week about research scholarship? So this is basically an example of a research scholarship, and I explained why we had that topic last week and then moving down to this today. As a research scholarship, it covers your conferences, your travels, maybe traveling for research or traveling to other labs and all that. It covers skills training. And this is one of the reasons why I encourage people to tend towards a research-based scholarship than thought-based scholarship. Thought-based scholarship, you won't be able to do skills training. You won't be able to publish. And if you're somebody who is looking for a PhD, you definitely have to find a way to publish. So if you're someone who is looking to do a PhD, research-based scholarship would be your best option. It may be a bit hard for masters, but there are opportunities out there. So this scholarship helps to provide for your training. If you have any training, objective or training goal, you can engage in them through this scholarship. Publishing and write-up cost is covered also by this particular scholarship. So what kind of scholarship is it? It is completely a research-based scholarship. It is a full-time program. It's a research-based scholarship in any discipline that is offered by institutions in Ireland. So in Ireland, I think Ireland has just about 7 universities. They have about 15 institutions of technology, and then they have several colleges as well. And all these institutions, offer degrees. Even my institution, which is not a university, so to say, is a research organization, also offers degree. I mean, they run degree programs. They award degrees in collaboration with universities. So the system of education in Ireland is a bit different. But then all those higher education institutions are degree offering institutions, and they are eligible to participate in this program. Or rather, if they have courses that are offered in those institutions that you're interested in, you could also go, for it. But it has to be a research-based program. No thought master's scholarship is offered by this program. Work during study. So this program allows you to work for up to 50 hours per term in activities that are related to your research or activities that will help to promote your career development. Okay, so you can take up a work for up to 50 hours within the term, so long as it's related to your research. It could be teaching, it could be tutorials, It could be working in the lab. It could be, anything that you can do that will give you extra money. So long as it doesn't conflict with your study, your research program, and your supervisor approves of it, then you can engage in it, which makes it also a very good program. The duration is 2 years maximum for masters, 4 years maximum for PhD, and for postdoc, depending on the length of your research program, you have up to 2 years. So I think one of the postdoctoral fellowship program under this is for 1 year. Then there are 2 others that are for 2 years. Now, eligibility. The eligibility for this is that you must have a first class or a second class upper. But there is a caveat. There is a caveat. And that caveat is that if you have a master's, but you don't have a first class or a second class upper, you can also apply for this scholarship. And that means that maybe you have to apply for a PhD or a second master's if you present your master's degree and want to apply for a second, because I didn't see anything relating to having a previous master's disqualifying you. So, but the point I'm trying to make at this particular stage is the same thing I've been saying to us all the time, that if you didn't make a first class, you shouldn't disqualify yourself. All you need to do is to find the right thing to do. If you didn't make a second class upper, you shouldn't also disqualify yourself. There are scholarships that you can apply for. You need to find them. You need to look for a way to be guided to find them. And this scholarship is one of them, because it is not an academic performance-based scholarship per se, like first class or 2-1, 2-1. They want you to be able to be a researcher. So if you have a 2-2, but you have a master's, you are also eligible to apply for this program. Second eligibility requirement, which is very important, is if anyone has applied for this program for 2 consecutive times and have been unsuccessful, then you cannot apply for it anymore. So you have only 2 chances, two times to attempt this scholarship. After 2 times and you're not successful, you cannot apply for it again. Relevant dates. So it's closing on the 29th of October, which is just 19 days from today, approximately 3 weeks. Result will be ready by the end of March next year, and the fellowship has to start by 1st of September next year. If you are really, really ready, these 3 weeks is enough. If you start today, it's enough for you to meet up with this. Under this, this scholarship is one of the programs in Irish government scholarship program. This postgraduate program, but there are other strategic partner program, funded programs that are also available in different sectors or different fields. There is one that is specifically for women. There is another one that is environmental related. And I think there is a third one. I can't remember exactly what that one is related to. Okay, so there are about 3 or 4 more programs that are under this Irish Research Council program, of which this scholarship is one of them. So I'm just saying that so that you know that you have options other than this particular one I'm sharing with you today. As a matter of fact, when you're applying, when you sign up, you're going to see option to choose the one I'm talking about today, or those other 3 or 4 that are also listed, which you may be eligible to apply for. So how do you apply for this particular scholarship program? Let's talk about it quickly. First thing to do is to go to this website, http://research.ie/funding/GOIPG. So that is the website to start the application from. So it's an online application. Mostly it's a web-based application. No paper-based document, no email submission. I think everything is done on a particular platform, which is what I'm going to be showing you quickly. Instead of doing a demo, I decided to do it a little bit different today. I hope it makes sense more than a demo. You will tell me after the webinar when we start talking. So You go to this website, you click on it. When you go to the website, you will see a section to the left where they will ask you to go to online award application. So you click on online award application to create an account. So when you go there, when you click on that online award application, this is what you will see, this particular platform. Here allows you to log in if you've already created an account, but if you don't have an account, you go to this number 2 here and create an account or register yourself with an email address, and then they will send a password to your email address. Then you use that email address and come back to this platform and then put in your email and your password to log in. So when you log in, this is what you will see. So I've already created an account for myself and I've gone through the process. So when you log in, this is what you will see, a kind of a dashboard that shows here your details, excuse me. And then under here, you will see some shortcuts that leads to different things. Like if you have an application that is in a draft, you will see it here. If you have application that has been submitted, you see it here. If you have applications that have been closed or archived, you will see them here. And here is the open calls. So here is where you will see all the applications that are currently open for the season. So why I like this is that you can create this account and keep it. Anytime you log back into it to check if there are open calls that are available that you are eligible for. Just like that. I think that is also like this. I'm not sure if that keeps telling you about open opportunities or not, but this is very good. So when you click on the open applications, you see all the available opportunities that are open at that particular point in time. Then here is where you create your progress report if you eventually get the scholarship. This is for postgraduate and this one is for postdoctorate. So this is what you will see when you log into your account. Now, when you click on open applications, you will see all the active programs that are open. Okay, so here we have 2 programs. This is the one we're looking at, Government of Ireland Postgraduate Scholarship, and then there is Government of Ireland Postdoctoral Fellowship. When you look at it, you will see that you have to take an eligibility quiz before you start for both programs. But we're talking about the Ireland Postgraduate Scholarship today, so we'll focus on that only. So you need to do a kind of a quiz that tells whether you were eligible for the program or not. And here is the application deadline for you, who is the applicant. So 29th of October is the last day to look at this. And here is your supervisor or your referee's deadline. So your referees and your supervisor will have to submit every document that is required of them before the 5th or on the 5th of November is the last day. And then your institution will have up until 12th of November to submit their own application. So it's a kind of, okay, I submit my documents on this platform, then my supervisors and my referees are notified, they do their own submission, and then the institution that I choose, which I'm going to show you as we continue, will also do their own part and then do the final submission. So 12th of November is actually the final submission date. But for you as an applicant, as a student, you need to submit all your document before 29th of October or by 29th. I think a close of day 29th of October, Irish time. You have to make sure you submit your documents. So when you click on the eligibility quiz, which is the first thing you should do, you have questions to answer. So the first question is this: do you have a first class or upper second class honors bachelor's degree? There is yes, there is no, there is bachelor's degree result unknown at the time, and then there is master's degree result unknown at the time of application. So you take the right one. But look at this statement here. If a scholar does not have a first class or upper second-class honors bachelor's or the equivalent degree, they must possess a master's. Guys, can you see this? Can you see this? Like I always say, my vision, one of my visions in life is to inspire excellence and encourage excellence in people. It is clearly written here that you don't need to have any of these 2 degrees to apply for this program. All you need to have is a 2-2 or a good, what it even tells me is that you can even have a 3rd class and apply for this program, so long as you have a master's. Your challenge will be how to have a master's with a 3rd class or how to have a master's with a 2-2. Okay? So, but it is clearly written here. So you take the right option, which should be yes, or bachelor's degree result unknown at the time of application, or master's degree result unknown at the time of application. Should be the best option, I think. A no will mean that you will not be eligible for the application. So question 2, have you had 2 previous successful applications to the Government of Ireland Postgraduate Scholarship Scheme? If you say no, that is the end of it. If you say yes, that is the end of it for you. And I assume that nobody here would say yes. So the answer is no. Then question 3, do you hold or have previously held a council scholarship? Okay, so there are some terms in relation to holding a council scholarship. So if you have a current scholarship from this organization, you will not be eligible to apply. So in case of applicants for a research master's, must not currently hold or have previously held a council scholarship. So if you're going for a master's and you're holding a scholarship from this council or have held a previous scholarship from this council, you can't apply. But if you're going for a doctorate and your master's was funded, like the degree that is leading to this PhD was funded by this, you may still be eligible to apply for the program. Again, I assume that those of us who are listening to me may not have had their first degree funded by this council, which means automatically you are eligible for it. Then you have some other questions about your project. So here you have to put your tentative project title. What do you want to work on? Okay, what is the title of your project? You have to mention it here. Then under primary areas, here you will be able to select a field. There are different fields: biological sciences, A and B, humanities, sociology, languages, and all that. So you have to choose which primary area you are into: environment, law, and all that. So when you choose the primary area, it will give you option to put in the secondary area. Okay. And then you put your keywords. Keywords should come from your title, the title of your work. And then you need an abstract, tentative abstract, and the abstract must be a minimum of 80 words, but a maximum of 300 words. Okay, so you cannot write more than 300 words, and you cannot write less than 80 words. If you write less than 80 words, you will not be able to progress. Okay, and your abstract is a summary of what you want to do. Why do you want to do it? What results do you expect from your study? Okay, and how would those results benefit people who are involved in that field of your expertise? And then after that, you have the next question, which has to do with whether your research has ethical problem. Remember, we mentioned this last week when we were talking about research, drafting your research proposal, answering the ethical questions or the ethical considerations of your project. So here you're going to answer if you have, if you're going to work on things like stem cells, genetic modification, cloning of reproductive, cloning research and all that. So you're going to answer, I'll let them know if that is going to involve. And I think what happens here is if you say yes, they're going to ask more questions on your ethical preparations. What are the ethical considerations that you have made regarding your project, okay? And if you say no, then that's just easy, you keep going. Then the last question is your primary supervisor. The question is, has a primary supervisor based in an Irish higher education institution agreed to act as a supervisor for the approved project prior to this application? If you say no, that is the end of it. So what you need to do after tonight, if you're interested in this program, is to go online, look for universities in Ireland, and start looking for a supervisor who will fund, who will support your application. If you need help with that, you can contact Scholarship Mastery Academy, and we'll walk you through that. For those who have been regular with this, with the scholarship show, you already know how to find a supervisor. If you don't know, you can get in touch with us and we'll work that out with you. But if I were you, as soon as I leave this session, I'm going online to look for someone, send my emails tonight, and hope that by Monday morning I'll have a response. So you need to put yes here. Then you need to put the name of the supervisor. There's another option, section or question or a spot where you need to put in the name of the supervisor, potential supervisor. Unfortunately, I didn't capture it in this screenshot. So when you do that, you click submit. And when you click submit, it will give you this result to say you have passed the eligibility quiz for the Government of Ireland Postgraduate Scholarship. Then click continue to application button below. So there's a button down where you'll be able to click on continue to continue with your application. And you don't have to close the window before saving the draft. Why is that? If you close the window, everything you have typed in will go. Everything you've typed in you will lose everything that you've typed in. So if you want to close or if you want to log out, you have to click on save to save your whatever it is that you've already provided. Okay, let's move on. So when you do that, you can always come back. If you save the draft before logging out, you can always come back to fill out the application properly. Or if you have time to continue immediately, you just go on and continue. And now when you start the application, there are preliminary questions on the project which are up here. I wanted to capture this section, so I couldn't screenshot that section, but it's a pretty easy section where you put in a little bit of information about the project, about the institution you're going to, you have chosen, where you have your potential supervisor, and all some preliminary questions that doesn't affect your qualification or your eligibility and all that, just to have a bit of background of where you're going to, who you are, what you're working on, and where you're coming from, stuff like that. But the entire application is found on this red section, this spot where I have put in this red box. First of the application is where you provide primary and additional applicants. So the first section is all about you. These sections up, and the ones I didn't capture in the screenshot are all about you and the institution that you're going to. Then here is where you provide information about your potential supervisor and your referees. Okay, so after that, you move on to your track record. In your track record, they want to see your qualifications, your first degree, your master's, your first master's, your second master's, if you have things you have achieved your awards, your previous scholarships, your publications. Just tell them what you have done with your life before this particular time when you're applying for this application. So they want to see it. That is where you talk about everything. So there are questions that will guide you on how to go about it. Then after that, you have a section for personal statement. You have to write a 500-word personal statement. And after the personal statement, you have where you now put in your training and career development plan. So you see, this is entirely different. It's entirely different from a coursework program. They really want people that are looking for looking for opportunity to develop themselves develop their career into the future. So you have opportunity to list the kind of training you want to achieve within the 1 year or 2 years of your degree, or the 3 to 4 years of your degree as a PhD student. So on that section on training and career development, which is this, you tell them what it is that you want to learn. You want to pick up the skills. It could be lab skills, it could be writing skills, it could be presentation skills, it could be And I mean, any skill that is relevant to your career, whatever it is you want to become in the future, you list all of them there. Then the next is the proposed research. So here you now talk about, remember at the first stage, you gave a title, you mentioned the area of interest, you gave your keywords, and you gave a 300 word, maximum of 300 words abstract. But in the real application now, you have to now bring in everything about research, about your proposed research. Just like we discussed last week, all those things we discussed last week, here is where you will now reflect all of them. And the best way to do it is create this account, go to this place, pick up all the questions back into your folder. We mentioned all this last week, right? Put them into your folder, list all the questions as listed on the platform on a Word document, and start writing topic by topic and topic by topic as is given in the platform, and save the document. Then come back to this place, copy and paste. Easy. Copy and paste, and that's it. That's why I said that if you're really serious, 3 weeks is enough for you to be eligible to be able to apply for this program. And then the last point is an applicant declaration. So where you just declare that every information you provided for the program or for the application are true and not false. You just tick yes, 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 yes. And when you're done with that, you submit your application. When you're done with that, you submit your application. So what are the evaluation criteria? There are 4 evaluation criteria for this scholarship. One of them is the applicant. So you as an applicant have 40% out of 100% of this program to provide. So because it is a 2-stage application process, first stage, 3-stage application process. First stage is the eligibility check, just like the eligibility quiz you took online. They will still go through it to confirm that what you have, the questions you've answered is true and all that. So they will do the eligibility check. Then they will have the first assessment. Then they will have the final assessment. So there are 3 stages: eligibility check, then the first assessment, then the highest ranking students will now be assessed again for the final list. And in this application, in these assessments, there are things that they're looking for. Number 1 is that they want to look at you as an applicant, and you're going to contribute 40% to the score out of 100. What are they looking for? Your track record, your research potential as an applicant. Your research potential it can only be displayed through a research proposal, and maybe we have publications and all that. Okay, so you have to show that you have a good track record and you have a research potential. Your personal statement, very important. Then they will now match your profile with the research that you have proposed. You say you want to do this and do this and do that. They look at your personal statement, they look at your track record, and then they will match it with the project that you have proposed. How do they agree? And then your referees. That's why I always advise, don't just go to anyone for reference. Go to people who understand you, understand your vision, know where you're going to, and are willing to write good references for you, okay? So you have 40% to contribute, and these are the things that they will look at. Number 2 is the project itself. The project that you have proposed has 40%. Clarity and coherence of your proposed project, the flow of your argument, the flow of your idea, the flow of your thoughts in developing that research. Are there cut and join points or discussion in your research proposal? Do you start from here and end up there? So they want to see how clear you are in your idea. Number 2, the quality of your proposed research design and methodologies. Have you proposed a method that is feasible? Is your research design clear enough? Feasibility of your proposed timeline. We talked about this last week. Your deliverables, your contingency plans in case of a risk factor. Remember, we talked about having a project management plan in your proposal. So this proposal will probably require you to put in that section of research proposal when you're writing your proposal, because I think that the questions are there also for you to answer in the application. So you need to show a timeline or milestone and the deliverables you will give at each milestone, and what are your contingency plans. Consideration as to how the proposed research will advance the state of the art and make a contribution to the existing knowledge. Plans for dissemination. I didn't talk about plans for dissemination because I was looking at the research proposal from a very, very not too complex level. But for me, for the kind of project that I apply, I need to show plans for dissemination and knowledge exchange of my proposal. Then ethical issues, sex and gender balance. Then where it is relevant, you have to show how it relates to the strategic partner funding. Remember, I told you that there are 3 or 4 other programs that are also part of the Irish Research Council program, the government scholarship. So if you're going for any of those, you have to find a way to make your research proposal align with those thematic programs. So number 3 is training. And remember, your project is also 40%. So the training and career development proposals that you've made will contribute 10% to the whole application. And in that, they want to know about the clarity and the quality of the training and the career development plan, capacity to acquire new knowledge and skill, potential for development of new skills, evidence of thought as to how the scholarship would impact on the applicant's career path at the long run. Environment. So suitability and ability of the supervisor to provide adequate supervision. So this will be your supervisor's contribution from his submission, okay? He will have to tell the council how he will be able to completely supervise you till the end of your program, the infrastructure and facilities that are available at the institution where you're going to, and then the match between you, the supervisors you've proposed, and then the higher education institution that you are going to. All will be put together to determine if everything is fine with regards to your application, and if your work, what you're proposing will eventually be able to be completed. So you don't go to an institution where they don't have facilities to do the things you're proposing. That's basically what this is saying. You don't go to an institution where your supervisor will not be there till the end of your program, okay? And then you don't go to a supervisor who is doing things in humanities when you are doing things in sciences, okay? Or go to a university, a higher institution that is strong, that doesn't offer what you, picking a higher institution that doesn't offer what you want to study. All those things are things that they will look at in this particular section. So 40% for the applicant, 40% for the proposed research, 10% for your career and training development, training and career development plan, and then 10% for the environment where you're going to. See, so these things are not things that anybody can sit down and work on, and that is the reason why Scholarship Mastery Academy is available. This is something that, we can easily put together without much stress, okay? And that's why I encourage people who are really interested in achieving their dreams to be part of Scholarship Mastery Academy, okay? So, but yeah, these are the things that you'll be assessed on. They are the evaluation criteria for this particular program. So what will you need to apply for this program? Of course, we know that you have to, look at the website to know what is involved with it and all that. But the first thing is to identify an institution in Ireland, identify an area of research interest that you can work on. And then the second thing is to get a confirmed primary supervisor at that particular institution. Get someone to say, okay, I am going to supervise your work. Then you need a research proposal, like we have said. You need a personal statement, and then you need a training and career development plan. You need to put together a plan within those 2 years or within the 4 years if you're going for a PhD that will show how you will grow within those 4 years. And then you need references from your referees. So the referees don't have to, they don't have to send an email or give you a physical paper that you're going to post to them. You put their names, their details, and their email address. They will receive an automatic notification from the council to provide you with the reference, okay? So you need to get an institution, you need to get a supervisor, you need to get a research proposal ready, personal statement and career development plan ready, and then you need to get people who will write your reference for you. You need to get certified copies of your documents, and get them ready. And then you need to have English language proficiency ready as well. Now, these two documents are specifically for the institution, because before the institution will accept you, you need to meet their requirements, okay? So you need to have your documents ready for the institution, and you need to have your English language proficiency evidence ready where necessary. Like I said, if you have money to take the exam and just keep it, and just swear to yourself that before the document expires in 2 years, you must get your scholarship so you don't have to take the exam again. That is the mindset of a scholarship winner. I have to invest 70,000 to this exam. I'm going to do my best, get the best result out of it. And before the document expires, I must get my scholarship. Simple, okay? If you can take the exam, take it. If you can't, then you have to make sure that the institution will accept a letter from your university to say that English is okay. And I mean the institution would be happy to accept such letter from you. You need to confirm that. Okay, so that is all about the Irish government postgraduate scholarship program. Now let me see who is here and what questions we have. All right, questions. So there is a question and answer section. So if you have any question, you can put it in the Q&A section, and then I will look at it. Or you can put it in the chat, anywhere you are. If you're on Facebook, how do I see your question if you're on Facebook? Okay, let's see how we can see their question if they're on Facebook. Okay, I can see your question if you're on Facebook. So just put it down on the comment and I'll pick it up. So the question here, do they have courses that are related to build? Are you talking about building environment or construction management, civil, structural engineering from research perspective? You have to go to the website of universities in Ireland and search for it. The point is, any course that is offered in Ireland by a higher education institution and that the course can be carried out through research is eligible, okay? Any course that can be done through research in a university, higher institution in Ireland is eligible, okay? Whether it is building, construction, environment, engineering, health related, agriculture, education, whatever it is that can be done through research and is offered in any institution in Ireland is eligible, all right? How is their visa application process? I don't know. What I know is that if you're offered an admission, the university or the institution will provide you with documents to apply for a specific kind of visa. I think that they have a visa. If you're going for a research program, they have a special visa for research programs. So they will give you a hosting agreement, which is what I know. And with that hosting agreement, you can then apply for your visa. So whatever happens, I don't know. Thank you for this wonderful session. Thank you very much as well. My question is, do they have programs for people in agriculture? Of course, Ukachi, they have agricultural programs. My institution is Agriculture and Food Development Authority that offers master's and PhD program, postdoctoral programs, and is one of the biggest agricultural research institutions in the world. So if you don't know where to go to, you can look for Chagas Ukachi or go to UCD. They have agricultural programs. How do we join Scholarship Mastery Academy? Okay, I will tell you about it as we continue. Please, my network is not really okay tonight. I didn't capture the part of the Irish for masters only and the masters part. Is it research-based? Yes, it is a research-based program, okay? It's completely research-based, whether at master's level or at PhD, it is research-based. I am still an undergraduate. Can I apply a year before the graduation? Yes, if your degree will be ready before 31st of August 2021, I think that's it. If your degree will be available before 31st of August 2021 or thereabout, you are eligible to apply even if you are an undergraduate student. Ufeda Joy, Boyi, thank you, Doc. How do I get the academy to help me package for scholarship? What is the cost? And I'm in aquaculture. I will tell you about how to join Scholarship Mastery Academy in a few minutes. Does the research scholarship extend to Masters of Law program? Damilola, I have said it that any course that is offered at Masters or PhD that can be done by research, you are eligible. So what you need to do is to contact the universities or the institutions in Ireland and propose a research in the field you want to go into, and just get a supervisor who will be willing to supervise that particular research. So it's a research-based program, irrespective of which field you're coming from. So long as you have a research to carry out in that field, you are eligible, okay? Who else has a question? Let me see in the comment. Okay, there are some other questions here. So do you mean confirmation of possible supervisor is mandatory? Yes, Mamo. The confirmation of a possible supervisor is mandatory for this scholarship. You need to have a supervisor, someone who will agree in principle to supervise your project. It is mandatory. When you're doing that eligibility quiz, if you answer no, you will automatically become ineligible for the scholarship. So you need a supervisor to be able to apply for this program. And that was why I said, if I were you, what I will do after this webinar is to go and look for a supervisor. If you don't know how to do it, you can join Scholarship Mastery Academy. We will help you with that. Apart from the research-based program, which other scholarship program is available? Ukachi, I mean, that's not what we're talking about today, maybe some other time. Please, regarding the proposal, how do we get a recent and trending research topic in animal genetics and breeding? Joseph, we discussed this last week. So if you want the recording of last week, you can get in touch with me and you can get a copy of it. But to summarize, the easiest way to get trending topics is to read recent materials. Read recent materials in the field. Okay, if you have access to journals, if you have access to online magazines, online newsletters, you can read them, and then you'll be able to find what is the recent trend in animal genetics and breeding. You can visit universities' website and go to the animal genetics and breeding website and see what work they are doing. That is one other way. You must not necessarily have a trending thing per se to get a supervisor. You need to have a topic that the university is interested in, okay? So you can go to a university website, go to the animal breeding and genetics website, and then read about their recent research or the research they're interested in and propose something around that. Somebody is asking, please, can one choose two supervisors? Yes, you can have a primary supervisor and a secondary supervisor at the same time. They allow you to have a primary supervisor and a secondary supervisor. Damilola, can I get mentorship for Irish Aid? Roger Caseman Fellowship for LLB, I was just selected for the second stage. You can get mentoring, coaching and mentoring for any program, any scholarship in this world that you're interested in. With Scholarship Mastery Academy, you can. Okay? What you need to do is to get in touch. Okay, I think that's all with the question. But if you still have extra question, we'll still do our talk after webinar. So you can stay back, and we'll be able to do that. Rick, okay. Regarding reference, does the title of my referee matter? What do you mean title? Whether he's a PhD holder or professor or something like that? Well, I think that it matters in one sense, in the sense that if you are in health, I know, Mamo, that you are in health. If you are in health and you go and look for someone in something in an area outside health, I mean, I don't think it would be a good reference for this kind of scholarship, because what they want to see is someone who knows about your research. In this particular scholarship, what I would expect or advise is get a referee who has an understanding of your research and your research interest. Okay, somebody who can vouch for your research experience, research techniques, and stuff like that. So I would say in that sense it matters. But whether he's a professor or a senior lecturer, I'm not sure that will be very much relevant. Okay, but let the person be someone working in your field, and whenever he or she is looked up, they will see that he or she has experience or expertise in your field. Okay, so that is the thing I would say about that. But as for whether he's a professor or a senior lecturer, may not really matter. Okay. The email address for those who are asking is scholarshipmasteryacademy@gmail.com. That is the email address. Or you can send a WhatsApp message to +34631 right 8231117. So you can send a message to the number, and you can send an email to scholarshipmasteryacademy@gmail.com. So let's move on. Okay, so you can join Scholarship Mastery Academy to get support with your applications, not just this one, but as many applications as you have within the period that you are with Scholarship Mastery Academy will be attended to. Because throughout last month we're calling for the membership of the academy. I didn't put the slide on what you gain, but let me quickly say it for those who may not know. When you join the Scholarship Mastery Academy, there are two options. One is the coaching and mentoring. The other one, there are actually three options: coaching and mentoring, admission support, and then the online course. The coaching and mentoring is the most robust, most well organized, in the sense that the support is unlimited throughout the 3 months. It lasts for 3 months, and the support is unlimited throughout that 3-month period that you're going to be part of the academy. One-on-one call, search, review of your essays, review of your research proposals, all the things that you need to do with the application. But it's not automatic. Like I always tell everyone, it's not automatic. You have to go through a process, and then we'll review your application, and we'll let you know if you're eligible to join or not. Okay, so, and it costs 105,000 to join the coaching and mentoring program. If you want to join the admissions program, it's only for 1 month or 3 applications within a particular period, and you get support with choosing a university, get support with choosing a course, Q&A, and to an extent, review of your application materials as well. The online course is a 9-module course on different topics, including some of the things I have shared freely here also. And the online course is just 15,000 if you want to join. There are also one-on-one call sessions with me that goes for 1 hour as well. So if you need all those information, you can send an email or send a WhatsApp message and we can talk about it. And yeah, so I've been talking about the 30-day scholarship success challenge since the past 2 weeks. And the scholarship success challenge is a program where through a period of 1 month in November, we'll be working together to share some deep insights, some teachings on scholarship applications, and then a daily task, a daily responsibility that you will carry out. So for every day you have something to do. Every day you have something to do, and you're going to do it for 30 days. And I'll be there to support you throughout those 30 days to carry out the challenge. The challenge is there to push you, to stretch you, it's a challenge like it's named. It's a challenge that will help you become fit and ready for scholarship, become more go out there and live your dream of finding a scholarship. That is basically what the challenge is all about. And I will encourage you to join, even if you cannot join what is it called, the academy, or join the admission support program, or take the online course. You can join this. It's 10,000 naira to be part of the challenge for 30 days. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and enroll. So the link to join is there. Is if you type bit.ly/30DSSC, it will take you to the link where you read more about the program and also sign up if you are interested. So I hope I will see you, in the challenge. It's starting on the 1st of November till the 30th of November. And if you're not able to join any of these, we'll still continue to do our webinars. We'll still continue to share scholarship opportunities. We'll still, be doing our best to help you with sharing all this information that we can share with you. So we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. We have a Telegram group, which I don't know if you are part of, but I will encourage you to join the Telegram group if you can. And then we have a website which you can go and look at what we have for you, or what we can offer to you. And yeah, you can still continue to receive free stuff. We have an Instagram profile. You can follow the Instagram profile as well. So next week, I want to look at the Switzerland government scholarship program, which is still on up until, I think, 3rd of November or something like that. So what I want you to do is to start looking at it. And you can bring your questions if you want on that day. But I hope I'll look at this. It could change, but I will see what happens, okay? I'll see what happens. So I hope I can see you next week. Again, talking about the Swiss government scholarship. Thank you very much for joining tonight. Very, very grateful for your time, and I wish you a very beautiful evening, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.